Hello y'all and welcome to Yakety Mac After Dark. I sure do appreciate you watching as always. We're going to try to have a little fun with tonight's topic, y'all. Maybe use our imaginations just a little bit. If you're new to the channel, After Dark is a series I just recently started in which I'll talk about a topic related to fishing or kayaking or a small boat like a pelican bass raider. And sometimes those conversations are started from questions or comments that have been left on other videos I've done, or sometimes it could just be something random that pops into my head, which is exactly what we're doing tonight. So guys, I want to know three things. I want to know what kayak you currently have, or if you don't have one, which one you are most strongly considering at the moment. The second thing I want to know is that before you got the one you have now, which ones were on your short list and why, and maybe why did they not make the cut? And then the last thing I want to know is, and this is where the imagination comes in a little bit, let's say you're walking along and you just happen to look down and see this magic lamp. And inside that magic lamp is a kayak genie. Now, it's a very specific genie, I know, but it fits with this. And that genie is going to grant you one wish. You can have any kayak you want, but you've got to give up your current kayak. So I'm interested to know, what are you going to go with? Is it going to be Old Town, Jackson, Hobie, Perception, Bonafide, Lifetime, Native, New Canoe, Hammerhead, Kaku? Feel free, any of them. What would be the one kayak that you'd be willing to give up your kayak for? What would be your ultimate kayak? I'm interested to see what you guys say. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see how this turns out. It's going to be all over the board, I'm sure, and I can't wait to have this discussion. And you know, there's no judging here at Yakety Mac, and none of the viewers are judging. So whatever kayak works for you, let us know what your ultimate kayak would be. All right, guys, so I'll get started here real quick. So for those of you that don't know, I've got an Old Town Sportsman 106 PDL. I've had it for a couple of years now. I love it. It's a great yak. I've just recently modified it to accept a trolling motor. So I have to decide before I go, am I going to pedal that day or am I going to motor that day? And I am this close to modifying my modification. And so if I do that, obviously there's going to be a video forthcoming. You know, I would say that it is a great kayak, but as I have started to explore more diverse bodies of water, and as I have started to spend more time on the water, I have, my needs have changed. My wants have changed. Needs, wants, they're really the same thing, right? And so I think I'm going to take the genie up on it. I'll get to that here in just a moment. So some of the kayaks that I was considering before the Old Town, now I got to put you in my mindset. I was new to this whole thing, and being a non-swimmer, the only thing I cared about in the beginning, still the main thing I care about, is stability. And so I was looking for the absolute most stable kayak I could find. And so I started watching stability videos, and I'm sure you guys have seen like the flipping kayaks with Alex. I started watching pretty much all of his flipping videos so I could see, maybe he's flipping videos, but so I could see which ones were the most stable. And so on my short list for sure was the Big Fish 108. I mean, that thing, you'd have to jump out of it. Let's just be honest. And I actually went and saw one in person, but I was really overwhelmed by how beefy it was, especially deep. And at that time, I was only planning on putting the kayak in the back of my truck, and I'm not the biggest dude in the world. So I'm like, how the hell am I going to maneuver that thing around in and out of my truck? I was not planning at all of buying a trailer. And so I didn't necessarily rule it out, but I did kind of put it on the back burner just a little bit. I wanted to continue to explore and see what I could see. Now, you would think living along the Gulf Coast, there'd be kayak places down here galore. There's not. So I kind of said, well, let me go see what else I can see. So next up on my list that I was just short, and I honestly believed that this was going to be my next kayak, and that is the Recon 120. Wilderness Systems Recon 120. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, man, you thought the Big Fish was big. Well, I didn't really kind of put that together at the time. So I went over into West Marine. I knew they had one because I saw it online. I walk in. I still remember walking in the doors and looking off to the right, and there it was. And I was like, holy son of a... They had it standing on end. It was the bright yellow color, if you've seen those on the Recons. Holy smokes. I almost started crying because I just was for sure that was my kayak. And then when I saw it, I knew it wasn't. I knew it was too big. I wasn't going to be able to handle it, throw it in and out of the back of the truck. Better not throw it, but even move it for that matter. That thing was just so ginormous. Gorgeous, but ginormous. And so I kept digging around. So I went to a boat show. There were 3 dealers there. One had a Hobie and a Native. I didn't really know anything about Native at the time. Eddie from Hammerhead Kayaks, he's the owner of Hammerhead. He was there representing. Now at that time, I don't think he had the bull shark and the whale shark out. This was, what year are we now? So this was early 22, maybe late 21. So we're still coming out from underneath a lot of the supply chain shortages and everything from COVID. So selection was a little bit limited. And then there was a dealer there that had an Old Town 120 PDL. That's when I fell in love with the Old Town. I'm kind of an idiot, want to kick myself a little bit now. He actually offered me a show special on that kayak. He wanted me to put a couple $100 down. He'll hold it till after the show, and I could have got a 120 PDL for about $2,200. But again, the size spooked me a little bit. I wanted something I could manage. And so I ordered from up on the East Coast somewhere, up northeast, Goose Hammock, I think they're in Maine maybe. And I ordered from them. A few weeks later, it showed up. I took it out once or twice and realized even with that, I needed a trailer. So the whole size thing kind of became a moot point. But with all that being said, this is where we're at now. That's how I came to have an Old Town 106. And yes, I'm going to take the genie up on his or her offer. I am going to swap my Old Town 106. And guys, this is the thing. An upgrade doesn't have to be more expensive. An upgrade just means it fits you better. And what I'm looking for in a kayak now, or what I want from a kayak right now, is I want motor power just to get from point to point. Launch, get to my fishing spot. I want to be able to lift that motor up out of the water, tilt that motor up out of the water, and then paddle when I'm in my spot. I am shallow water. I stay shallow all the time when I'm fishing. And so a paddle is a great way to maneuver. I don't have to worry about hitting things on the bottom or whatever. I'll be able to go where I need to go, retrieve lures, all that sort of stuff. I want to kind of put some of those worries away, and a motor is the best way to do that, so long as it's mounted on the stern or on the side. So with that being said, for me, the upgrade, the ultimate kayak, the one that I think I could have a lot of fun modifying, rigging it out, making it my own, is the Kayak Zulu. This kayak right here, this thing, first of all, I think is gorgeous, especially the seafoam antique color. But I love its design. I love the nose of this, which will still be able to cut through water. It's not going to paddle like a barge, I don't think. It's 12 some foot long, so that's good for tracking. It's going to have plenty of space, easy to raise a motor up and down on the back end of it, and they've got a motor mount designed to fit that. That would be the kayak that I'd be willing to give up my Old Town 106 for. I've not seen one in person, so I don't know for sure. I've not touched one, and touching it's important because one of the things I'll say too about that Big Fish 108 that I didn't like the feel of the plastic. Just did not feel the same as like the Old Town, which just kind of had more of a softer feel to it. I almost want to say a little bit more of a rubber compound in it than what the Feel Free had. The Feel Free, lack of a better word, sounded a little more hollow, a little more tinny, I guess. If you can use that word with plastic, I don't know. I don't care. But anyway, that would be it, man. That's the one I would choose, and I would put a motor on. I wouldn't worry about a pedal unit. I just wouldn't. I love pedaling now, and pedaling's cool, but I do get kind of nervous when I go up into really shallow water about breaking my propeller on stumps and so forth. And so I would like to just take that worry completely out of it. So guys, there it is. That's mine. I can't wait to hear yours. So many things. I got so many questions. I can't wait to see what the responses come back. Are you going to go paddle? Are you going to go pedal? Are you going to go power? Are you going to swing for the fences and go for the trifecta, the holy grail, all three of those? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what everyone comes back at. Are you going to go nimble? Are you going to go for the big Cadillacs, the big Coupe de Villes out on the water? I can't wait to see what you all say. I can't wait to see what you all have currently. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate you. Do me a favor and just take that little mouse and click that, or actually you're probably watching on a phone. Just touch that little thumbs up button, that like button for me if you would. Become a subscriber. Would love to have you. Just over 700 and some subscribers, but I tell you what, I've got the best 700 subscribers in all of YouTube. I'm convinced of it. Share this video, and by all means participate, leave a comment. Let's have some fun with this, guys. Thank you very much again. I appreciate you, and make sure you always, no matter what you've got going on, make sure you always take some time to get outside and play.